Santa Claus in the US and Sinterklaas in the Netherlands are both fairy tales. This is Sinterklaas.
Oh yes, Santa Claus and Black Pete are as Dutch as tulips and Gouda cheese. The fairy tale unrolls every year in late fall, when Santa Claus and his Black Petes leave Spain and arrive in the Netherlands by steamboat. Kids get all worked up and eventually sleep deprived, until the evening of December 5th when they receive tons of gifts. My Dutch spouse tells me when he was a kid, Black Pete held a broom made of willow branches, used to spank naughty children, and a burlap bag in which the worst behaved kids would be taken back to Spain. But that all changed in the 70s, he says. Nowadays, Black Pete is all harmless fun.
If you want to, you can see it as the slave, the bad guy that takes the children back to Spain.
But do people not like Zwarte Piet?
Oh no, they love them.
People love Zwarte Piet.
Yeah, because they give candy to the kids and they give the presents and they do funny stuff.
So they don't see Zwarte Piet as bad?
No.
Other people do see it as bad, as discrimination, kind of that he's, I don't know, the slave of Sinterklaas.
But the problem is, you focus too much on the bad stuff. That's why it sounds so bad. But as a kid, it's more like a party.
Wees maar gerust, mijn kind, ik ben een goede vriend. Want dan ben ik zwart als roet, ik meen het toch goed.
I must say, looking at it from my girlfriend, it's a bit different. She looks still very nice.
We're a different couple, but still the same
Black
person.
couple now.
Yeah.
Welkom.
Hi, I'm Roger.
Oké, Jan.
Yeah.
My pa's in St. Nicholas.
Wow.
That's my dad. And I became a Black Pete with my pa.
You should have saved a picture of yourself as Black Pete.
No, I haven't.
No.
No.
So in America, when they see Zwarte Piet, they're shocked.
They don't know what our tradition is. In the history, there are a good man, Santa Claus, and there is an enemy, a devil. And the devil is black. But the devil was, in the history, a very angry person.
Black, angry
Black.
person.
Oh. But Black Pete is transformed to not a person who was angry, but a person who was friendly.
So Black Pete was an angry black man.
Yeah.
Black Pete was an angry black man.
Yeah.
And now he's a happy black man.
Black Pete is not racism. Black Pete is not a slave. He is the friend of everyone.
The earliest images of Zwarte Piet are from the mid-19th century in a book illustration for children. He is a black page, as you would have them in the 17th century, a servant to the social elite.
Were these servants slaves?
They were not free, so they were definitely slaves. But of course, they were not the same kind of slaves as those who worked on the plantation. Here you have a former ambassador to Morocco, and here is his slave. On the back of this painting is his name. He's called Thomas, and he's 15 years old. And he's wearing a metal collar around his neck, like a dog.
Yeah.
Once people become conscious of this, and you do realize that this figure roots in slavery, knowledge can turn something that's inoffensive at first, can make it offensive.
That's what's happening right now in the Netherlands,
Yes.
I think. But,
Yes.
but there's a huge group of people who don't want to know.
Okay. Perhaps that's true.
Slavery in the Netherlands here.
Yeah, not here, but in the south of America.
There were no slaves here in the Netherlands.
Oh.
So are the Dutch really in denial about their role in slavery?
Well, I think denial is probably a harsh word. I think they have systematically sort of erased a lot of that part of the history. In 1863, when slavery was legally abolished here in the Netherlands, it really wasn't the end of slavery. The owners of the enslaved were compensated, along with other colonial empires.
So they were compensated, but the slaves weren't.
Exactly. They were compensated and demanded that they be compensated for abolishing slavery.
It's so upside down.
It is. But the enslaved were required to work 10 more years, and when the 10 years was over, you can go now. That was all that you heard.
The Dutch seem to have a short memory when it comes to their role in slavery. In recent years, they've been inventing new ways to deny that Black Pete is a racist figure by saying he's only black because he went down the chimney.
We want to keep the fairy tale Sinterklaas, and we have to adjust and listen to the voices in society. Black Pete, we call him nowadays Chimney Pete.
Pete came down the chimney.
And then, because he didn't wash himself, became black. And finally Sinterklaas said, go to a shower, as everybody knows we should wash ourselves. And we started to wash them. But if you are 100 years in a chimney, it's coming not off that easy.
You'd go down the chimney, and apart from becoming black.
And it turns your hair also curly.
And yes.
And your lips red, so you don't.
Yes.
Your lips don't get black. Your lips go
no,
red.
They go red.
Crazy.
And the rest of your clothes stay perfectly clean.
Yeah, play perfectly clean. How much of this is commercial?
100%. Of course, it's about selling as many gifts, as many items for children that you can.
In the United States, we're all too familiar with using racist and demeaning caricatures for profit. Blackface was wildly popular in entertainment and advertising starting in the mid-1800s. This was a clever way to dehumanize an entire race, fresh off the heels of slavery.
I ain't drink nothing but water.
These images are hard to forget. They have always made me feel less than human. I spent a lifetime fighting those feelings. And now I'm confronting them again. I can't imagine what it's like for Black people in the Netherlands to still be fighting this struggle.
We went to Dordrecht, and there they have the national parade. So the Sinterklaas figure and his black-faced actors show up. And we went to the square where the parade would end. Well, the cops said, hey, you guys need to move. They said, you've been told to leave already and you need to go now. And we were like, no, we have the right to stand here like everybody else. And before I knew it, I was on the ground. 5 of them were on me. They were hitting me in the kidneys, they were stomping me, they were pulling at my arms, and they dragged me through the street to an alleyway. And in the alleyway, they pepper sprayed me twice, and then they arrested me and they put me in a police station in a cell for 6 hours.
That's not good. That is not a part of a fairy tale. And it is not a part of a children tradition.
Whoever says, you know what, we should use kids as a shield not to talk about difficult issues, they're pretty much deluding themselves and thinking that that's the right way to go at it. Because kids are at the root of why it needs to change.
I simply do not agree. This is a old children's tradition. Sinterklaas and Zwarte Piet, Black Piet. And it is not Green Piet or Brown Piet, it is Black Piet, so I cannot change that. My friends in the Dutch Antilles, they are very happy when they have Sinterklaas because they don't have to paint their faces. When I'm playing for Black Piet, I'm for days trying to get off the stuff on my face.
Prime Minister.
A Prime Minister.
When we were in Gouda, hundreds of white people in blackface, and I was standing there. I didn't even have a shirt saying Zwarte Piet is racism. I was just standing there. But me standing there, and they walking past me and looking me in the eye, they know what they are doing is wrong. So I made them feel so uncomfortable that they had to get the cops, and the cops had to get me away.
This one says, when the police arrested you, they made one mistake, and that's that they forgot to use their weapon on you. That's this one.
Oh my God.
There's so much more. Hold on. Get the F out of this country, and soon you will be on the news, being raped and dumped in a container. That's what's going to happen to you. This is just one of the thousands I had. Look, all of this, I didn't even open. No, it's too much.
As Dutch newspapers start spreading the news on the documentary I'm making, I'm receiving my own share of hate.
Eat a banana, stupid black monkey.
How dare you live here and try to change things? This could make your life not safe.
Zwarte Piet is our culture. Go back to the roots.
I should have known. A blackface makes a documentary about our children's friend. Drop dead.
You know you should shove that whole issue up your sorry ass.
Dutch people will hunt you down.
The Dutch fairy tale comes to an end on December 5th, the day before Santa Claus's birthday, when he and his Black Pete's travel from door to door, bringing children their highly anticipated gifts. I'm invited to a family celebration.
My first pizza cake. It's delicious.
We all grew up with Santa Claus, and well, it's just one of the most happy days of the year for children. So it's our way of being a small child again. Yeah.
This family has taken me in without any reservation. They're lovely people who don't seem to mean any harm. Or is it that they choose to look the other way?
The challenge is being able to see the other person, meaning the people of color, as your equal. My experience as a black person is equally as important as your tradition. And if we can see that and we can come to terms with that, then you'll say it's important that we make this tradition so that it's inclusive of all people.
This is the idyllic town of Monnikendam, where the Dutch have gathered to say farewell to Santa Claus and his Black Pete's for another year. I'm about the only real black person in the crowd, and I see some people staring at me. I have never felt this uncomfortable since moving here. So the Black Pete's leave for Spain again. They're gone for another year. Standing here, I realize that the world will not stand for this much longer, and Black Pete will have to change.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. With the kids jingle bells.
Merry Christmas!
Looks like Martha Stewart threw up in here.
This is delicious, honey.
It's a little dry.
Well, mine's delicious.
Mine's dry.
Do you want to trade?
It's
Christmas. It's Christmas. It's Christmas.
with those holiday greetings and gifts.
How we were going to survive Christmas with 12 people stuck in a house with no heat and no electricity.
Or food.
There's plenty of leftovers, Howard.
Beer it is.
It's the weirdest thing. There's no cars, no people.
How long can this keep up?
We heard something on the roof.
The hell's this?
Saint Nicholas is not coming this year. Instead, a much darker, ancient spirit.
Those are hooves. Elk or a goat?
What kind of goat walks on its hind legs?
His name is Krampus. He and his helpers did not come to give, but to take.
Everybody, hold on to each other.
He is the shadow of Saint Nicholas.
It's Christmas. Nothing bad's gonna happen on Christmas.
Jeremiah 10. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.